I want to start with like the incredible 2022 you had. I mean, when we had you on, you were lighting it up, but you really turned it on there in the second half of last year. But just like overall, you finished the year hitting over 300. You had 9 more home runs than the year before. Like, what can you like attribute your increase in production to if you had to look back at it all?
Each year definitely has its different struggles. And I went through some struggles pretty early, and it became very apparent that I need to do more damage with better pitches to hit. So I would say that coming down the stretch right there in the middle and then at the end, I did a lot better job of just hitting pitches to hit instead of worrying about what my swing looked like or how my mechanics were working or things of this sort. And, thankfully it paid off a lot.
No doubt. It's, after 2021, did you like challenge yourself to be better in any particular areas, or like, did you have personal goals going into the last season?
I knew I needed to slug. As far as like just keeping in line with the majority of productive first basemen, right? You're going to look at power numbers, and homers and RBIs and doubles are definitely something that are, right in the middle of where you want to be. So, to be able to kind of have some success and be able to really do a lot more damage instead of just flaring singles, and then at times, take what the game gives. And if I have to, you know, hit a knuckle buster somewhere through the infield, hopefully it'll get through, but thankfully I was able to get a lot of pitches to handle right there in that stretch in August and do a lot of damage.
It was incredible. Like, I don't know if you ever like nerd out on like some of these high like fan graphs or like some of these baseball like analytics like outlets, but like I read this big fan graphs workup about your 2021 versus your 2022. They broke it all down. Like there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you about and know that like, or ask like if they were like conscious things, like your numbers against sliders in 2021 versus 22. Like in 22, you were one of the top 3 hitters in baseball in terms of sliders, and 11 of your 27 bombs were sliders. Like, was that something that like came as a result of like added work, or like how did that all kind of shape out?
Um, let's see. There's probably another piece to it on their side too, that a well executed slider is probably the best pitch in baseball, right? Because it's going to come in hard, it's going to have some depth to it, and you can really make it start in a whole lot of places where your eyes may not tell you, okay, this is going to be a ball. Because as you know, a lot of hitters will tell you, like, yeah, the heater in and the slider down and then look really similar, and one of them hits you in the back foot and the other one comes back over the middle of the plate. So if you're going to roll the dice and swing at that pitch, then when you don't get the result you want and you wind up swinging over 3 or 4 sliders in a game, then yeah, keep throwing them. But when they start in the right spot, they're already spinning right and they're coming in harder, and all you have to do is hit it. So yeah, I don't know. There was never an adjustment where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to dominate sliders, but it just kind of happened to be what the game called for in that stretch, and I was able to capitalize.
No doubt. And like another point that yeah, Ryan, do you want to jump in?
No, I was just saying you for sure did. You keep going. I got a couple thoughts brewing, but you finish off with when you started, Justin.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just going to say like, and also in that piece that I read, they talked about, and you might even touched on this in your answer a couple answers ago, but it was like you sacrifice some of your plate discipline for what they call it responsible aggression in the strike zone. Is that a fair way to assess your approach at the plate going from 21 to 22?
So yeah, okay. So one of our beat writers actually kind of took that quote and ran with it, and then it got to our on-field reporter, and because I knew that I needed to be a little bit better, actually a lot better, with pitches in the heart of the plate, and I called it being responsibly aggressive, right? Because you have to be not afraid to swing and miss, right? You have to be not afraid to, yeah, you get the curveball that sometimes it looks like a fastball and maybe you're coming unglued to do something, yeah, but you have to be aggressive responsibly. So why would I shift my vision to a part of the plate that's not my strong suit, right? I need to get better at what I'm good at already and incrementally increase in what I need to improve on. So yeah, I think I just finally got more comfortable with realizing that the right pitches and the right counts are where you're going to do your damage. And when you're doing damage, your A swing is going to show up. So why would I try and create an A swing to cover bad pitches to hit? It just doesn't make sense.